Welcome to Knelstrom Chronicles. Today we delve into the courageous tale of Isaac Lodge VC, a distinguished Victoria Cross recipient whose valiant actions exemplify unwavering bravery during the Second Boer War. Join us as we uncover the remarkable journey of this unsung hero, exploring the pivotal moments that led to his prestigious recognition. Isaac Lodge's extraordinary courage is a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who selflessly serve their country in peril. Stay tuned as we honour his legacy and reveal the untold facets of his inspiring narrative. Isaac Lodge was born on the 6th of May 1866 in the rural idyll of Great Canfield near Dunmow in Essex, and started his journey as a gamekeeper. His decision to enlist in the British Army at 18 was pivotal. On 29th of September 1888 he joined the artillery and was posted to India with B Battery of the Royal Horse Artillery. He later transferred to Q Battery and served with them in India, Ireland and Aldershot. Q Battery went out to South Africa in 1899 and was with the column that was ambushed at Corn Spruit on 31st March 1900, also known as Sanna's Post. On the occasion of the action at Corn Spruit on the 31st March 1900, a British force, including 2 batteries of the Royal Horse Artillery, was retiring from Thabanchu towards Bloemfontein. The enemy had formed an ambush at Corn Spruit, and before the main body discovered their presence, had captured the more significant portion of the baggage column and 5 of the 6 guns of the leading battery. Despite this, the British force, led by Isaac Lodge, showed remarkable courage. When the alarm was given, Q Battery, Royal Horse Artillery, was within 300 yards of the Spruit. Major Phipps Hornby, who commanded it, moved off at a gallop under heavy fire. One gun was upset when a wheelhouse was shot and had to be abandoned, together with a wagon, the horses of which were killed. The remainder of the battery reached a position close to some unfinished railway buildings. It came into action 1,150 yards from the Spruit, remaining in action until ordered to retire. When the order to retire was received, Major Phipps Hornby ordered the guns and their limbers to be run back by hand to where the teams of uninjured horses stood behind the unfinished buildings. The few remaining gunners, assisted by several officers and men of a party of mounted infantry, and directed by Major Phipps Hornby and Captain Humphreys, the only remaining officers of the battery, succeeded in running back 4 guns under shelter. 1 or 2 limbers were similarly withdrawn by hand, but the work was most severe and the distance considerable. Consequently, all concerned were so exhausted that they could not drag in the remaining limbers or the 5th gun. It now became necessary to risk the horses, and volunteers were called for from among the drivers, who readily responded. Several horses were killed and men wounded, but only 1 gun and 1 limber were exposed at length. 4 attempts were made to rescue these, but when no more hordes were available, the attempt had to be given up, and the gun and limber were abandoned. Meanwhile, the other guns had been sent on, one at a time, and after passing within 700 to 800 yards of the enemy, rounding the head of a donga and crossing 2 spruits, they eventually reached a place of safety where the battery was reformed. After fully considering the circumstances of the case, the Marshal Commanding-in-Chief in South Africa formed the opinion that the conduct of all ranks of Kew Battery, Royal Horse Artillery, was conspicuously gallant and daring, but that all were equally brave and devoted in their behaviour. He therefore decided to treat the case of the battery as one of collective gallantry under Rule 13 of the Victoria Cross warrant, and directed that one officer should be selected for the decoration of the Victoria Cross by the officers, one non-commissioned officer, and 2 gunners or drivers. A difficulty arose concerning the officer because there were only 2 unwounded officers, Major Phipps Hornby and Captain Humphreys, who were available for the work of saving the guns, and both of these had been conspicuous by their gallantry and by the fearless manner in which they exposed themselves. Each of them nominated the other for the decoration. It was ultimately decided in favour of Major Phipps Hornby as the senior concerned. The entire battery displayed remarkable bravery in manually removing the guns from the action when ordered to retreat. Under Rule 13, Lord Roberts decided that the battery men should nominate by ballot who should receive the Victoria Cross. 4 soldiers were chosen by their peers, and Gunner Lodge was selected from all the other gunners and bombardiers. Lodge was one of 7 recipients presented with their VCs by Roberts at Pretoria on 25th of October 1900 for his actions during the Battle of Spion Kop in South Africa. During the battle, Lodge rushed forward and rescued a wounded officer left on the battlefield. Despite being under intense fire from the enemy forces, Lodge carried the man to safety. After the Boer War, Lodge was later promoted to sergeant and continued to serve in the British Army until his retirement in 1912. He returned to gamekeeping and then worked in Hyde Park as a gatekeeper. He married Minnie Elizabeth, who lived until 93 and passed away in 1963. They had a daughter, Gladys, who sadly died, aged 11, in 1916. Isaac passed away in London on 18th of June 1923 and was buried in Hendon Cemetery. Isaac Lodge's life and actions continue to serve as a testament to the courage and bravery of British soldiers. His example inspires all who serve in the British Armed Forces, and his courage and dedication to duty in the face of danger will be remembered for generations. His enduring legacy is a source of respect and admiration for everyone hearing his story, and his actions have left an indelible mark on the British Army. His Victoria Cross is displayed at the National Army Museum in Chelsea, England. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Knelstrom Chronicles. If you enjoyed the journey, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from our community. Follow us on Rumble and YouTube. Please stay connected with us on social media for the latest updates. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. See you in the next episode.